Hi everybody, it's Sam Davies here on Initiatives-Cœur. It's an IMOCA and I'm just about to do the Route de Rhum race. On board Initiatives-Cœur there is no fridge and no kitchen, so it's a bit different from in a house. I store my food in bags and I only have food that won't go mouldy. And the meals I eat are freeze-dried meals, so they're dehydrated, and I make them in the bag with boiling water. When I'm sailing on Initiatives-Cœur single-handed, I'm all alone on the boat, but I don't feel lonely because I have a lot of support from my friends, my family and my team, and they send me messages via the telephone, the satellite telephone, which I have on board. So I don't get lonely, and the Route de Rhum is not a very long race either, so I look forward to seeing everyone at the finish. The wind speed is not the same every day. It depends on the weather. So probably at the start of the race, when I leave France, we will have some strong winds. In the trade winds, the winds are more stable and more manageable. And maybe sometimes I can have moments when there's no wind. So it really depends on the weather forecast. This boat's name is Initiatives-Cœur 4, and that's because it's the fourth boat of the Initiatives-Cœur family. In one day, which is over a 24-hour period, I spend a lot of time navigating, and navigating is not just choosing the route or the heading of the boat, it's also looking at the weather forecast to choose the strategy I need to take to try and win the race. I can spend a lot of time in front of my computer, and all of that is called navigation. But there's lots of different things involved in the navigation. So when I'm navigating, the most important thing is to try and be the first boat to get to the finish. Sometimes it doesn't mean taking the straight line route to get to the finish. Sometimes it means we have to go and find the favorable wind, so the good strong wind that's blowing in the right direction. And so maybe turn around or go around zones where there's no wind. So that's why sometimes you see we take a zigzag route or a curved route to get to Guadeloupe, because we're finding the best wind to go as fast as possible to get there. I have on my boat an autopilot. It's called an autopilot because it's a machine that is connected to the rudder of my boat, and the machine steers my boat for me. So it's a bit like a computer. I program it to steer either a compass heading, so I tell it what direction to steer, but I can also tell it to steer relative to the wind direction. So it can sail, it's a very clever autopilot. I very occasionally get seasick, but I'm pretty lucky because I don't get sick very often. It's been a long time since I was last seasick, and I haven't yet been seasick on this boat. The race will probably take me around 12 days. I might be scared during the Route de Rhum, maybe if I get in some really windy conditions or where there's some really big waves. Sailing these boats can be a bit scary in the North Atlantic, but I practice a lot to try and avoid being scared in those situations. And the other reason sometimes scary things happen is maybe if something breaks because it can be scary, because the boat is very powerful, and I might be worried about how to fix it. And also, if sometimes I have close encounters with other boats, and sometimes that can be scary if I didn't see them coming. I'd love to win the Route de Rhum, and I'm going to try my best to win this race, but I'm not quite ready enough. I haven't had enough time to practice yet. So I think there's a few other skippers who are better than me right now, but I'm definitely going to do my best. This is my second Route de Rhum, but last time I did the race, I had to abandon the race because I broke my boat. And so hopefully this will be the first time for me that I cross the finish line in Guadeloupe. When I sail the race, there's only one person on the boat, and that's me. But all the rest of the time, I have 9 people in the Initiatives-Cœur team that help me prepare the boat for the races. So we have a great team that helps me prepare that, because this is a complicated boat and I need their support. Thank you so much for all your really good questions. I hope you understand my answers.